Okay, hello everybody. We'll start our webinar. Some of participants maybe will connect later. And our topic today, it's about dark store and how look like this business idea or business and how to do this business successful. And of course, this topic really interesting a lot of people, but we have experience to connect with this business, and we can share our idea and our recommendation about tools which help to improve this business. And let me introduce ourselves. First of all, some of speakers. It's Alex. Alex, hello.
Hello.
This is CEO our department, ABM Rinkai TMS. It's our leader and expert in logistic automation and business development. And today, Alex will share with us experience and show some of tools which help to improve this business. And if about me, I am commercial chief officer, our department, and I will be like administrator in this webinar and moderate this perform. And before starting, I'd like to say that our company, it's company who develop some of cloud software products, and with helping this product, we improve different business. We're really glad to see our participant, and we have really big company, more than now it's more than 200 employees, and we are working in 70 countries, and we have 10 solution. We can see this solution in this slide, and in general, we improve the entire supply, all their supply chain. Shortly and briefly, ABM inventory, it's about management, inventory management in general in retail. We also have different solution for retail. It's merchandising management, loyalty management, and in the other hand, we have really different solution for helping improving different spheres of management. It's about warehouse management. It's transport management solution. We also have a special software in finance management and distribution. If we can see, we have really different solution for improving all the part of management. But today we will discuss and we will perform about our solution. It's about warehouse management and part of TMS, transport management solution. And of course, the main part, our business, it's our clients. And our clients, it's really different company. It's manufacturers, retail, distributors company, etc. A lot of information we can find on our website. Or also we have a lot of information in our YouTube channel, website, in our different messengers. We can touch with each of our companies and show all our experience. Before starting our webinar, I would like to ask a question, because it's very important to continue our discussion about interesting idea about dark store. And the first of all, it's connected with question. Why are you interested in this topic? And now we can watch on your laptop this question, and please turn the button. Yeah. Please, the button, which one target? It's maybe diversification, it's maybe a new kind of business, or just only interested. Please take part. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for your answer. And after that, I would like to turn Alex.
Yeah, the microphone is mine. So hello, just a second, I'll share my part of the presentation and we'll start it from. So according to results of our short quiz, we have like 50-50. So it's like the risk diversification and access to the new kind of business. The risk diversification, as I suppose, it's all about that you have already some retail business and you try to get another niche and sales channel for your entire business. And for the new one, yeah, so it should be interesting as well. So let's start from the scratch. Yeah, what is the dark store itself, and is it so new or not? So actually, the dark store is like some kind of sales channel that provide you delivering some. Basically, it's like for fast-moving consumer goods directly to the customer. Is it new? Probably no. So the first dark store chain starts with Tesco in 2009. So it's more than 10 years ago. But they're still interesting niche because all this situation with coronavirus provide you more opportunity to deliver the customers, and it gives enough profit to scale this business model. But for some kind of business, it's like the new one. So the Tesco was a retailer, and most of the distribution company or manufacturer, they now trying to investigate this niche and probably invest some money to be in there and get some market share in here. So what is dark store and the difference between the traditional kind of store and some distribution center as like warehouse itself? So as we see on this diagram, the dark store compares all the advantages of both of these kind of actions. Most interesting thing in here is that it's less investments is needed to run the dark store, and it can provide the same amount of sales as a traditional store, but you have the lower fixed costs comparing to the traditional shop. This information get from the retail research made by Coca-Cola. If you will use the QR code in the top right corner, you can go to the link where all this report situated, so you can read it and find more information about how do they get these metrics. But let's switch to the benefits. What are the benefits of the dark store itself? So the first and the obvious one is like fast expansion. Yeah, so you can increase your network of the dark stores much faster than comparing with the traditional store. And every time you are increasing for one dark store more in your network, it makes the impact to all your amount of sales and clients because it become more effective for them, more client oriented, and it become just faster. Yeah, and this is one of the values that your customer receive when he used the service like a dark store. The second option as a benefit is economy. So you have very cost-effective area where you store your goods. Yeah, because you don't need to spend on some expensive design, the lights, all this furniture and so on to equip your shop. So you don't need most of this. You just need some simple shelves, and it should be well organized because we'll talk about it a little bit later, but it's very important. So it's like cost effective, the second benefit. And you have less employees needed. To run all this procedure, actually you need some staff like a warehouse guys that will just pick and pack, and you need a couriers. So that's it. You don't need a cashiers, security, some vendors and so on to maintain the shelves in good look. So all this is like cut it off. The fourth thing is that all the procedures that is run in the dark store is optimized and they are clear. That means that if you have the clear procedure, you can scale it and copy multiply times. This brings this model such scalable factor. Yeah, that's why it's scalable. And also you can exchange the stuff between some dark stores inside your network to make it more efficient for them as well. And last but not least, this is the shortest part where the shortest distance to your customers. Actually, you are in his phone or her phone, or you are in his laptop, and etc. So you are right in the pocket. That's it. That's the shortest way you can be. So let's go on. There is actually two basic approach that you can start from. The first one is like you're starting from zero. Yeah, so you are planning the dark store itself, like clear new business. So not have some base warehouses, you don't have stores and so on. The benefit of this approach is that you can define what area you will serve for, what is your customer, what will be your assortment, what will be your price line, and so on. This is very, very flexible. When you start from zero, yeah, you can specify all these things. Another approach, if you have already existing retail business, and then you can transform it directly into the dark store, yeah, just decreasing the space you have in original, or you can add this like additional channel of sales to your existing model and give your customer additional service of delivering some goods and so on. It will increase the loyalty of the customers to your business and your brand. So let's go to some 6 simple steps, what you should do to run the dark store, yeah, from the start. The first is the obvious one, so you need to measure the market capacity. It's all about the density of your customers on certain area. So if we will compare, for example, New York itself and New York downtown. So the density of people that situated in New York is much higher. It's 10 times more, or even more than 10 times. In this case, all the range you will cover by your network will be more profitable because you will get more orders and it will be like a circle you will service without a stop. Or for example, if we have in Arabian Emirates, if we'll compare Dubai and Ras Al Khaimah, so there is two different areas and the density of your potential customers is quite different. The second step is choosing the location. If you know, there is just 3 rules to start the very profitable traditional shop. It goes like location, location, location. So there's only 3 of them. In this case, the location mostly is not matter. It's not matter about the traffic of your customers. They don't need to go by their own to your shops. So that's why you can rent some less valuable places to start your warehouse. But the thing you need to focus on is the traffic infrastructure. So if you will have some places where there is a lot of traffic jams, so all these short distances become long terms of delivery. You have to avoid this situation. So try to distribute the network according to normal flow of the transport. The third step is like calculating and measuring the operating costs, because anyway, it's not about starting just single dark store itself and so on, because you will have a lot of marketing expenses and it will not pay off if you start just one. So you need to calculate the network. That's why you will have like typical dark store budget. You will have some number of dark store you need to start from. So for example, to cover some area, you need like 10 dark stores. Okay, so this is your baseline you are starting from. So if you will have only 6 of them, you will not cover the area. You will have some disappointment from your potential customers and it will be not okay. The 4th steps is equipment and all these modification costs and so on. So you need to specify how will you distribute the goods inside your dark store? What will be used? What will be used by your staff when they will scanning, packing, moving, and so on. All these things make an impact on your budget. So that should be calculated as well. The next step is the logistics management. In here, if you specify the right location for your dark stores, you will not have a problem with the traffic jams. But anyway, you need to plan the topology of the dark store. You need to plan the distribution of your goods on the shelves, because the most frequently used goods should be closer to your stuff. Yeah, and you need to have enough space to move faster, yeah, for your stuff. And if you prepare all these 5 steps, the last one is the automation. So you already have specified process, probably it's handled by manually, and everything you can automate should be automated. This is the rule that move you from like dark store as a model to profitable dark store. So that's the end of internal part, and I'd like to you to share with me your opinion. So how do you think, how many time is it needed to move through these all 6 steps and start your dark store network? Mostly. We'll just wait. We have the distribution of like equal things. Now the 3 to 6 months is leading. So actually you are right. It's the 3 months is not enough, because you will have not enough time to pick the equipment, so on, and clear the processes. And 6 months is more than enough to prepare, but then you will have some external time. It will depend on what you choose to start it, in fact. Yeah. When you already move through all these processes, you buy everything, you sign all the contracts to supply everything you need as your assortment matrix, then you go to the process itself, because if the process is not perfect, so you will have obviously a problem. We will have like 3 blocks. After each block, you can ask me some questions according to it, or maybe some other questions. So we will make any interruptions. They're logical, yeah, and there it looks like this. So first, the order start is when you receive the orders from the customer. We will explain all these things and all the teeny things that need to be paid attention in here. The next is picking and packing. So it's the process that's going on your dark store as a warehouse process. And the third and the last one is like delivery. So what's going on when you have already packed, you need to move it to the customer. So let's start. The first step is when customers look on your front end and creating the orders. So in here, also, you have to pay attention that you need to have some call center that will control all the processes and ask and answer all the questions that was asked by the customer. Maybe it has some issues. Maybe it has some unprocessed wish, yeah, and something in here. So what should we have in here? First of all, it should be like a website containing all your assortment metrics. Here you should be very careful when you choosing the groups of goods that you will provide in here, because the more groups you will have, the more menu size you need, yeah, and the navigation inside the site should be very fluent. Nobody will seek for something new and investigate it for like 5, 10, or 40 minutes. Yeah, because that's the same time that you're trying to save for your customer. That's why your interface should have some tools to prepare some frequently asked goods, yeah, some most promoted, and so on. So you have to push him to make as less clicks as it possible to make the order. Maybe this customer can automate the process of ordering, just pick everything he wants during the week and just circle it. Yeah, in next week it will be automatically reorder all the same things, and week by week it will be easier for this person. One more important thing is the mobile. Nowadays, if we will look around, mostly the people is using mobile phone as a door to the internet. Yeah, you can provide the application, but you also need to think that your website should be optimized for the screen size of the mobile phone. About 60% of your customer will order it through the mobile. Maybe more. It will depend on the country, or it will depend on the time, because every year this segment is growing up. So mostly we try to do everything through our phone. Here it should be the same thing. So you need to optimize the menu. You need to optimize the search, or make some AI that will provide selections of what is more valuable to this kind of part, your customer. Yeah, it will select something that similar customers already ordered. Yeah, so in this case, you will try to increase the number of rows in your order and the total sum. But in other hand, you will try to decrease the time that spends to create this order. Okay, so this is like the finish of the first part of the cycle. Maybe you have some questions and we can answer it.
Yes, we have a question from chat. What change in order processing need to be done if assortment matrix is about 15K SKU?
Okay, so let me to explain. So mostly we have the different strategy of building the dark store. If you have, if you're trying to provide the fast delivery, like 15-20 minutes, maybe up to the 30 minutes, yeah. So you need to have the small assortment matrix, like 3,000 to 4,000 of SKU. If you have already 15,000 of SKU, as in this question, so then you need to understand that searching and picking process will be longer. It's the first. Second, probably you will have a longer list of ordering in every order. So average number is like five SKU in one order. Probably if you have the great assortment matrix, you will be the longer list to pick. So in this case, you need to calculate what time you can provide to your customers and specify it. So from one hand, the time will be increased. So the change will be in here that you cannot provide like 20 minutes delivery guarantee. But in this case, you can provide more assortment. So creating one order, your customer mostly will fill all the needs he have or she have. Yeah. So it's like the balance, and you have to calculate it. What is your niche? What are you focused on the speed or assortment, and deliver as a service. Okay. Do you have any other questions? We can move. Yeah.
Yes, I have a question from my chat and from me also. In your experience, imagine that somebody make a decision to open dark store. First of all, how many dark store we should open first time, for example, in one of the city. And the second one, when we opened some of dark stores, what your recommendation? What kind of software dark store needs? First of all, maybe 1, 2, 3, etc.
Okay, so let's step by step. The number of dark store you need is directly connect with the area you want to cover. So let us fantasize you want to manage the dark store, for example, in New York, as I told previously, and the different thing if you want to do the same thing, but in some city that is 5 times smaller. So in here, there is 2 different examples and 2 different numbers of what you needed. But there is very time-proved, time-proved approach how to do it more efficient. So you need to start a couple of them, maybe 2, maybe 3 dark stores just for your some internal users. Maybe it will be some of your staff. Yeah, time to time it is expensive, but when you calculate, for example, you need to open 6 dark stores, to cover your area. Start from 2, launch them, and try to clear the processes based on these 2 dark stores. You will have less expenses than if you will run 6 at once, but you will avoid all the mistakes in equipment, in software, in the processes itself, based on your experience using these two. This is a start. After you will be succeeding in here, so you just need to work a couple of months in this area, yeah, just for your internal customers, and measure everything you can. Then you will scale it to the sixth one you need. According to the other questions about the software and equipment, so basically you need to have some database where all your stocks will hold it. So it could be the warehouse management system, it could be some ERP, or it could be some like software that works like order management system. Yeah, so you have some stocks and you have some orders, it processes it. And another thing you need to have is something like TMS or some applications that will provide integration with your order management system. Because you have to collect all the data from each part of the process, order processing. Yeah, something like this. So something to hold the stocks, something to process picking, and something to process delivery.
And connection with client.
Obviously, yeah. So the front end should connect to your order management system, because that's the face of your dark store. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
So, here we actually will explain this. So the next steps, when you get the order, it processed by this main order management system. So you are comparing the stocks. You probably provide some change if you don't have enough goods that order it. You provide some maybe limits of how much, for example, how much items should be as a minimum or as a maximum, because you have the limits of capacity, yeah, of your vehicles, of your warehouse, or you have another limit of minimum total sum of your order that is profitable or like zero profit, yeah, so you don't have any additional expenses. So how it works? So you need to have some system that hold the stocks, and you should have some algorithms to notify you that on some dark store, your stocks is going down, and you need to fulfill this. Because if it will be disappear, some goods, then you will have out sales, and your customer will not be succeed with this. For example, if I searching for some kind of milk, and I like this brand of milk, and you don't have it, and probably I will go to the traditional store and buy it by myself. Maybe next time when you will have this, I will order your service. This is an example of backend system that would be provided or would hold these processes. The next thing is the next step of this cycle. We are delivering this information to our picking and packing processor. So it's like a WMS system that creates the queues of what order should be processed first, what time it should be processed to, what is the optimal road to pick all this, and it's really, really important. So we have actually, as a software provider, we have such a tool. It calls ABM WMS system. We have the managed composition topology. It means that if you have different dark stores as a topology of your shelves, we can optimize the road of picking for everyone. As from one hand. From another hand, we can automatically recalculate how the goods should be distributed among the shelves. So your group of A of the group of your foods should be situated as close to your staff start as it possible, because in this case, you're saving the time, and the time in here is very important. The next thing we have is an Android application for the staff. You can use it in different Android devices also that holds these scanning functions with integrated scanner. It speeds up the processes, and it's very, very useful if your staff will have such devices as I told. Our system hold the automatic road planning to collect all these goods, because if we're speaking about the dark store that based on existing retail store, then you have another clients in there. You have the different the different places you need to work through to collect everything what is in the order. And if you are not optimally moving through the store, then your time will be extended, and that's what we try to avoid with. Okay, the next thing, the WMS should hold that the stock balances, as I told, and substitute goods. If, for example, your picker become to the shelf and see that some goods should be there, but it is nothing there. So you don't have these goods. And in this case, you need to, as fast as possible, provide to your customer some notification that, hi, Mr. Client, we don't have, for example, this croissant, but we have the same with chocolate. Okay? Okay. And then you provide the service faster. Yeah. But if you don't have the substitute goods, so you don't know what to ask for your customer. After we finish the processing of these goods, it should be packed. Yeah.
Alex, sorry, we have one question. It's interesting. What you advise for the duty timing for the store? Did you like to start 24 hours immediately or start normal time as market?
Okay, so it depends of the customer's niche you're trying to focus on. So for example, if you were situate your stores where it's higher business activity, yeah, in this case, in the afternoon, you will have a lot of orders, but most of your clients will sleep at night. So in this case, 24 hours probably is not very efficient. Or you can measure that you have some number of requests to deliver for 24 hours. You can specify that, okay, to the night, we will close some part of your dark stores and increase a little bit time to deliver. So for example, you provide in the normally like 20 minutes delivery. At night, it would be like 40 minutes delivery. It also will be okay. Yeah, because in this case, you can save your costs for the stuff.
I see. I see. Thanks.
So when you have picked everything and you need to pack it to somewhere. So packing is also the process you need to pay attention, because if you use some boxes, so they should be equal one to each other. What I mean, so you have, for example, some large box and small box, and the small box should be like a half of your large box, because in this case you can make it like a stack, yeah, and it will be the exact sizes from every corner you have. The next thing, you have to understand that your packing materials should also be in connect somehow with the temperature regime you're providing, because for some goods you need to hold temperature as like 0 to +4 or -18. In this case, you have to have this equipment, and it should be, yeah. So, okay, when we pick it and pack, but by the way, all these boxes, they actually not used just once. Yeah, you need to recycle usage of these boxes in this case. Or sometimes the other providers they just pack in some pockets and deliver in, and that's it. So they don't have this problem to hold the boxes. So the next step, when we already pick and pack, actually it starts a little bit earlier when we search for the courier, because during we're preparing all the foods on our dark store, the courier should be already waiting to deliver this. So we need to have some tool that, first of all, will find out the nearest courier that is free, because it could be nearest, but it's just start to deliver some other client. Yeah. So you need to hold this information. And this courier should be also ready to deliver this. So that's why you need to call some few of them as some replacement variant. If somebody like he is free, he's not delivering nothing, but he need to eat or make some interruption, so he can just says that I'm not available. And when you specify to the courier the time when it will be ready on the dark store, also you specify the location and the time it should be delivered to. All this information should be somewhere in the mobile app, ideally, or in the phone itself. Yeah, if you use the call center for this, to manage all this information. After the courier will get it, he will deliver. And to process it in our manner, we have the application for the courier. It's like the second version of it, and it provides automatically ordered distribution among the couriers, as I already told. So it understands where the courier is situated, where the location of delivery, where the picking location, and what is the status of this courier right now, and distribute it automatically. So we have this confirmation procedure. We have the road navigation, because it could be some new courier and he don't know the area you're trying to sort for. And also we have some delivery portal that, like admin panel, that help to your call center or somebody who is managing all this process to keep in touch and look on real life, real time, yeah, what's going on with the orders. And also in our application, you have the ability to process different kind of payments. So it could be cash, it could be credit card that is paid on right on the time when you delivering. It could be like prepaid when you already have paid version. And also we have the button to send in the client the bill or to notify him. Okay, so how it looks through in original. So here is the examples of the interface we have in our mobile app. What do we see here on the first screen? On the top left corner, it's the balance. So how much money he have right now in his pocket. Mostly there is no time to bring all the money just after each road. So that's why the courier driving through some period. Yeah, and after it, he goes to the cashier and just give all the cash he collect. The next is the list of the roads he have with some number of locations of start and finish time, the vehicle he will drive, the number of kilometers, and so on. And in the bottom right corner, we have the button that we have probably some goods to give back to the warehouses that was not accepted by the client. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, the situation is different. So on the next steps, we have everything to navigate to the customers. So you see the road, you can navigate to the locations you want, and also you can provide the call directly to the client. We also support the call center that will work through. And in this case, the call will be anonymous. So the courier will don't know the phone of your client, yeah, and the client will don't know the phone number of your courier. So this is very suitable for some persons who paying attention to this kind of information, personal information. And on the last screen, you can see that we can provide different kind of navigation tools. We constantly integrate some new versions. So you can use for now the Google Maps, the Waze, Osmond, and other navigation systems. On the next screen, that is the tool of the courier, is accepting procedure. So we see that we have the order, and we open it, and if we'll swipe it to the right, yeah, so in this case, we're not accepting, and we need to specify the reason why do we do this. Or if we're swiping it to the left, then we accepting. So it's easier, it saves time, but if you have some problems, probably your package is broken, or something going on with the order, immediately the courier could notify in standard manner that could be also automated by your order system. And the next page we have C is like confirmation. So if he accepts everything, just confirm. And starting from this moment, all the responsibility for these goods are on your courier. The next screens we have when we came to the client. Yeah. So just a second. Here we can see he need to arrive here. He hit the button that I'm on the locations. He can look through all the data according to the orders, what type of payment he have, how much kilograms or items for each SKU he have, what is the total cost, and so on. And if something needs to be changed, this courier is changing it right on your customer. So for example, he delivers some 2 items of 3, then he can change this and it will recalculate the bill. And in the end, you will specify the exact amount that was delivered. Yeah. After all the changes is done, the courier just confirm, and what we need to pay attention here. All this is simplify the process for you to bill in. So from one hand, and it simplify the process of delivering statuses of on what stage your order is now. So when it was processed, yeah, if it's processed, it's became to the status delivery. Probably it could be not accepted, as I explained earlier. It could be delivered, not delivered, returned. It could be partially returned. So if we have some part of delivered, some part not, it could be returned to the depot if the order returned fully. Yeah, and it also could be canceled. Yeah, so we have different options of cancellation, and you can see these gray blocks when some orders is canceled, so the courier see it. Also, time to time, it's very important that your tool for the courier will help him to notify some unordering situation. So probably he need to make a picture, he need to put some explanations, probably he need to do some actions. Yeah, maybe you have the loyalty program and you want to greet your customers with the birthday. Yeah, so in this case, you have some different things or different options that should be added to the order. And we have a tool that covers this in our app. So here, what the admin tab looks like. So you can investigate all the orders on all the stages and every courier and its balances and so on. So that's the highest, the top thing we need to cover, but it's like the basics that you should know before you start your dark stores or what you need to be focused on. I will conclude this from one hand, it's like the low cost of increasing your network. It's like 5 times cheaper than starting the traditional shop. But on the other hand, you need to speed up all the processes everywhere you can. So everything that could be automated should be automated. Because you can see here, if you will speed up only the picking process for 70%, so it's like 2 times shorter, your margin will increase for 4%. That's how it works. Every process should be automated. In this case, your dark store will be profitable and it will be scalable, because the more process you maintain by your hands, without automations, manually, so the more problem you will get, and the less possibility to scale all this process you will have. And probably we have a little bit of time to answer the questions, but in the end, I will show you the case of one of our customers that shows.
Yeah, we have some of question, and maybe it's the time. Alex, I have question. ABM OMS access worldwide. As I understand, TMS or maybe OMS, I don't know.
Order management system access. Can you repeat it?
Is it worldwide access? Yeah. I think it's it means about connection. Yeah.
It is possible. So every of newer software, they all have the APIs. Yeah, it's accessible worldwide, but you have to know that you will have these latencies between the request and response of the system. Time to time, it matters, because every actions you provide, you changing something, and this is the request. If you will have, for example, like 100 couriers and 100 pickers, so you will find out that at once you create thousands of requests when you changing the statuses, approving something, and so on. And these latencies can be a problem. So that's why actually, you need to check this. Yeah, we have the service in Europe, but it could be also open in your country if it needed. Yeah, so first of all, we check these latencies.
Yeah, thanks. And other question, what are the criteria to define minimum order total sum?
Okay, so there is 2 approaches. It depends of what kind of model you're trying to build. The first approach, when you providing delivery for free, in this case, if this is the only thing, then probably you need to set up some limit. But what will your customer do if he has not enough needs? So in this case, you can ask him to pay more to cover your delivery cost and processing costs, because from my point of view, the 1 cubic meter of delivered goods should cost about $1,100. In this case, it will be profitable. 1 cubic meter. if you deliver something that very expensive, yeah, so in this case, maybe it will work right from the hands. But you need to calculate it according to your minimal costs or maximum cost to process. And you know, this unit economy, yeah, it's very important in dark store. So if you have enough data, you will calculate your minimum total costs, total sum of order that you can provide for free.
Yeah. And that time we have one more question. Using ABM in warehouses, how user-friendly is it? I think I think it's more better to see in presentation, maybe. Yes, Alex, what do you say?
Yeah, we can organize the meeting and show you how the interface looks like, but because for different kind of your stuff, it looks different. You have some manager that probably sits somewhere in the office and he can just check through the stocks and order something and process the queue of order preparation. And you have some stuff that are picking, and their interface is look like we have on the previous slides. So you saw it's like Android app, and it's very user-friendly because you don't need even think something around to understand what's going on right now, what action you need right now. It used the colors, this red, green, so it's indicate everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Okay. We have one more questions and one more actually case that we investigate. So for example, we all face some aggregators, yeah, that works like a dark store, but they're not. So if you are already the retail chain that sells something to your customers and you want to provide, and during this coronavirus crisis, we have a lot of requests in here that help us just to provide the delivery function from our store. And some company builds the aggregation and you just go to this website and you search for the goods you need. Probably you have some different brands that provide this. And what is advantages and disadvantages in here? First, the operation cost is almost the same, but some part of margin go to this aggregator. The speed of picking is lower because you have to pick the more assortment than you have in single store. And you can't manage the processes. So if you are not satisfied of the processes, so in this case, your customer will be disappointed because you can't change nothing. It's operated by a different provider. So what's going on with our customer? Yeah, we don't have they agreed yet to share the exact numbers, but as you can see on this slide, so they reduced the replacement in the orders from 20 to 3%. That means that exact thing that your client ordered is exact thing he get, because they know all the stocks. That's why I told previously that it's very important. They can provide special offers that is much faster and much client-oriented and increase the loyalty for your own brand. And this customer is very satisfied by this. As they process it by themselves, the speed is increased almost twice. I mean, from the order to the delivery, it is 2 times less time needed to deliver. And they have increased the revenue of this channel of sales. yeah, that's the main points that we have. And that's the original case. If you do interested, probably we can provide you maybe some more information if you are. Okay. So by showing this example, I'd like to highlight that existing retail is could be profitable with using the dark store as a channel to give you the different service to your client. Okay, so we have 1 hour. That
yes, we have not a lot of time, but our webinar it's maybe in the end. And we don't have any question because during our webinar we answered
all of them.
all of them, yes. And I'd like to thank you for your time, and I hope that this information will be helpful. And I would like to invite in our different webinar for different topics about TMS, warehouse management. And also I understand that a lot of questions needs to individually explanation and maybe show user-friendly software, and maybe subscribe your private situation and solving this situation with our solutions, which we have a lot of in different topics of management. After that, I would like to thank Alex for your performance, for your answers, and we hope we will meet during some of time, short time. And thank you again. Bye-bye, and have you good business and enjoy your time.
Yeah, and if there will be any questions, you can feel free to send us any notifications through the phone, mail, or visiting our website. Yeah. So thank you for your time as well. Bye.
Bye-bye.